I welded, I sandblasted this stuff that there was rusty spots and where I welded, and then I use a wire brush on some other areas, and then I use zinc chromate on it, and then I sprayed a coat of white epoxy primer on everything, and then I put 2 coats on the lower longerons where I glue the fabric on, so it should be pretty well protected for a long time. I didn't do very much of the places that were painted black up there. I'll try and clean that a bit better, and then paint new black on that with spray can. Had to put a concrete block back there to keep the tail down. It's pretty tippy. Anyway, that's where we're at today. Okay, I've put the controls and things back in, cables, got the wood back on. Today I put the headliner in, solved a couple of problems with the wiring that I had, and so I think I'm about ready to put the fabric on. Yesterday I covered the sides of the fuselage. The mast off the headliner, but it's coming loose this morning already. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. We've covered the sides, so I'll try and get the top and the fin done today. Okay, I got the got the fuselage covered, and I got the first coat of green dope on, and then I'll try and get at least some of the tapes on yet tonight. Okay, this morning I needed to do something else, and so I had to put the wheels on it and put it outside for a little bit. I got the tapes on the left side. Did that day before yesterday, and I haven't put the tapes on the right side yet. Now it's too humid for doping and taping, so I'll have to wait for a little bit better weather before I can do anything else with the doping and the taping. But that's where it's at right now. You have the fuselage that far along, and it's looking pretty good. I think this stuff will come out green in this picture. Usually I take my pictures under the fluorescent lights, and it looks blue under the fluorescent lights of the camera, but I think it'll look green out here in the sunlight. It's real hazy and a lot of humidity. Okay, the humidity went down enough today that I can dope now. Today I put the drain grommets and inspection rings on the wings. Got everything hung up and laid out here, and I'm ready to spray on the first coat of silver dope. So anyway, I'll In a few minutes I'll spray on the first coat of silver. Got everything covered up, wrapped up the instruments, and got the headliner all bundled up. I hope I don't get any overspray on the headliner. I bundled up the electrical panel, and so go ahead and start spraying silver on it. Okay, yesterday I put on the first coat of silver. Today I'm working at sanding everything. I've sanded the right wing. Did that earlier today. I've got it sanded and rinsed off. Now I'm working on the left wing, and I've got the control surfaces and the fuselage to do yet. You notice that the sound of the sanding is decreasing as I sand it. You notice how much lighter, how much louder it is when I start on a new panel. Instead of take the bumps off, and the bumps make all the noise. idea what the sanding is like. Okay, I put on 3 coats of silver and clear today. Put on a coat of clear, this is Thursday, I guess. I put on a coat of clear Monday, or a coat of silver Monday. And then I put this
If the rumor is true.
If the rumor is true.
I don't know that it's true, and you don't, but I heard that on the radio. Now,
okay, I've got the first coat of white on, and now I'm working on sanding. I've sanded the tail surfaces already, and I'm working on the wings. Did the tail surfaces over there. They got those sanded and rinsed off. What I've done, I put a coat of white on last night, and then I put on 2 coats of white today. And what I did was the last coat, then I put a coat on a piece, and then I'd leave it in until it dried, and then I'd bring it outside and then put the next piece. So I've got the control surfaces and everything outside, and then I did one wing, and then I kind of tried to cover up at least the end of it, and then the other one, and got them. And right now I'm in the process of masking off the sunburst on the stabilizers and elevators. Just have 2 white stripes on the stabilizer and the elevators. So that's where I'm at. Okay, I've still stuck here. I need 2 more days to put the trim on it. I need a day to put the trim on the wings and a day to put the trim on the fuselage. And I just can't get the humidity to the point that I can work on it. It's kind of aggravating, really. But I wasn't going to unwrap this thing, but I went ahead and unwrapped the fuselage, and I've been working on getting the headliner glued into place, get everything. It was all wrapped up and bundled up. Now I unfurled it, and I'm put the speaker up there, and there's a little switch to turn the speaker off, and and I've got to solder some more wires in the electrical panel and get that taken care of before I can put that other piece of trim back up there. Got the radio just temporarily in place. There's a, you can scratch on the speaker. Sure got little knobs and buttons. You can change the transmitter and receiver change the and this is the signal strength on the signal it's supposed to be receiving, and then there's the power that's putting out the transmits. POW is power, and SIG is for signal, and it's running on its internal battery. It's been at that for quite a while, and then this side's the nav side over here, and you can See it switching the frequencies from the number 1 to number 2. And it has its own little squelch control and volume control and everything over here for the nav side also. So anyway, I've got that just sitting there so far. I've got, these are the wires. I've got everything arranged to hook up, and I'll fasten, bundle everything up and fasten it down when I'm ready. There's the sunburst on the stabilizers and elevators. I kind of had to push that a little bit. In that last part of the tape, I was masking it off, and the sun was setting, and then I tried to put all the orange on in one coat, and it worked, but it was kind of marginal. But I got to do a lot neater job, I think, on the wings. So anyway, I'll need a day of dry weather yet to mask the wings off and put that on, and then a day to mask off the fuselage and put the trim on the fuselage, and then it'll be on the home stretch. We'll put this thing together and make it fly. We've got dry enough weather now. Hopefully I can get this dope today, and I've laid out the stripes on the wings, and then I'll cover them with masking paper. The aileron is up there against the door, and then the flap is over here. And mask off the area that'll stay white, and then we'll paint the rest of it orange. Get this one masked off, and then I'll have to duplicate it on the, this is the right wing, and then I'll have to duplicate it on the left wing. Okay, I've masked off the ailerons and the wings for the orange on. It's about 70, well, it might be less than 70 degrees outside, so I closed the door and started the furnace up, and I'll start warming it up in here, and that ought to give us a little bit better chance for success. So I hope here in a little bit I'll get the orange, first coat of orange on this thing. Okay, I finally got these orange on. There's the flaps and the ailerons and the wings. Been a long day. Okay, I've got the numbers and most of the trim now on the right side, and I'm starting to mask off the left side. See, I got put the boot cowl on, and then I start running the tape back, 1/2 inch tape, and then work on it from here. Okay, I've masked it off and put the black stripe on, and then I'll pull the masking off the middle and then mask off the numbers, and then do put the orange on. Okay, I've got this side masked off, the numbers, and ready to put the orange on.
Music performed live. Why look at
Okay, we put the right wing on. So now I'll hang the left wing up and get ready to put it on. Yesterday I finished rigging the wings and the controls. I got everything all safety wired, rigged, and I put gas in it. I got the fuel all hooked up and everything electrical hooked up. And I took it outside and started it up, ran it for a few minutes. Got the brakes all serviced. Had to clean up the landing gear and painted those. And so now I've got it ready to start putting the interior back in. So I have to staple the inside panels down to the edges of the floor. Put the seat in temporarily to get in and start it up. The manifold pressure gauge, I suppose when I turn the airplane on its side and upside down and stuff, the manifold pressure gauge was half full of oil. I couldn't hardly believe it when I started it up, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't read it. Of course, when the engine's idling, well, the needle's down in the oil. So I thought maybe if I left it on its back like that, the oil would drain back out of it. But I took it out last night, and I can't see that any is drained out of it. So I don't know what we're going to do about it. Anyway, that's where we're at. Hopefully today I can get those panels stapled back down on the floor. That's going to be kind of a tricky job. I've got most of the interior in now, and I've got put the cowling on. I've put the tape on to start masking it off. I had to come up with a novel solution to the ELT antenna problem, but I think I've got it solved. I've got a 90-degree connector coming. There isn't quite enough room inside there for the straight connector that goes on the wire that came with it, but I think I've got a solution to that. Got most of the interior in now. Got just about everything, I think, so that it'll work. Got the brakes serviced. I think they work pretty good. Got the oil out of the manifold pressure gauge. I was glad I managed to do that. There's the ELT. It'll be down. I was going to put it underneath the seat, but I discovered there was some structure underneath the seat, so I put it off to the side there. There's a little device right here, and that makes it so that the pilot can activate the ELT, and there's a little red light if the ELT happens to be on. Well, a little red light flashes and shows the pilot that his ELT is on. So anyway, I'm going to try to get the rest of this masked off now with the paper, and I thought I'd take the cowling off and the door off and put the trim on those separately now that I've got the tape on them, and then put it back together again. So that's where we're at today. Okay, I've masked off black. Put the black on the cowling and the door and here. Another shot of black on this side yet here in a little while, and then when the black dries sufficiently, I can mask off the black and put the orange on.
Walmart.